back. This is a prediction video for the weekend's game, so hopefully it'll help you with some of your Super Roo and give you some insights. So talk a bit about the games that are happening and just how this whole race to the quarterfinals is going to take place. Let's start by looking at the standings. Well, Leinster on top, but they're only 5 points ahead of Glasgow Warriors. So they can't afford to lose both games in South Africa like they have in the past. Well, we don't know what team they've sent down here. Leinster have in the past sent a weakened team down, especially when they're top of the standings, and they've been happy to concede games to South African teams as such. Although their second strings have always been strong, sometimes the bigger teams do get to beat them. And obviously, with only being 5 points ahead at the moment, Glasgow play the Sharks, and we'll talk about that game now. So Leinster do need to take some points out of this. That's probably the reason why Jacques Nienaber is here this week, and then he's flying back the week after. But yeah, a big weekend. Third is the Bulls, fourth Munster. They face each other, third and fourth place playoff. Stormers play Ospreys, who are seventh, so 5 and 7. Benetton, Ulster in the top 8, and you look a bit down. The only teams that I really think are out of it are probably teams like from Cardiff downwards, but Emirates Lions are definitely still in with a shout, just a point behind the top 8. But they've got a tough task against Leinster this weekend and Munster next weekend, so it's a bit of a tough one for them. But okay, let's take a dive into the games. The first game we're looking at is Ulster against Cardiff. A tough one to call. Friday night, 8:35. Ulster 8th, Cardiff at 12th. Both teams have been struggling this season. Ulster really got hammering from Clermont in the Champions Cup quarterfinals, or Challenge Cup, quarterfinals. Cardiff have played up and down, but like most Welsh teams, struggle a bit in terms of consistency. I'd say probably back Ulster to take it, although both teams are in a bit of a crisis at the moment. So, yeah, backing Ulster by 7 there. Friday night, second game is Glasgow Sharks. Tough one because we haven't seen the Sharks team as well. But, yeah, they're out of the URC contention for top 8, so they're concentrating on the Challenge Cup at the moment. So the talk is that they've sent a weakened team, or a second-string team up for this game, which of course is not great for the Bulls and the Stormers' hopes because they would want to win over Glasgow. But if that's the case, I'd say Glasgow are very much favourites at home and probably to get a win against the Sharks. So hopefully the Sharks can surprise a bit, but second place Glasgow are going to keep up pressure on them. Moving to Saturday's games, of course, the first one will be the Lions against Leinster. Again, Leinster, we're not sure what team they brought, but the Lions have also been rather disappointing. They were flirting with top 8 for a long time. They're just outside the top 8 at the moment. But consistency hasn't been their friend. I mean, their games against the Ospreys and Benetton, last 2 games, were extremely disappointing. You expect so much from this team, and at times they prove you right, but at other times they just disappoint you there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from them. I think it'll be an open game, lots of points. The last one was 39-36 for Leinster. If Leinster have brought their best side or parts of their best side, I think they'll probably be too strong for the Lions. But yes, hoping for a Lions upset, just to set the pigeons, the cat amongst the pigeons there at Ellis Park. At the same time as the Lions are playing Leinster, Benetton are hosting Dragons. Quite a difference in the team. Dragons are 15th out of 16 teams. Benetton have just got themselves into the Challenge Cup semi-finals with a good win over Connacht. They're really on the form at the moment. Italian rugby's on the high this season. So I'd say Benetton by quite a few there. I really expect them to do well. Rayno Smith doing some wonderful things with the team there as well. So Benetton to win that one rather easily. And then we get to the big one at Loftus. The big one for South African fans. Bulls, of course, they went through so much criticism last week about the team they sent for Northampton Saints. They weren't the team that lost the worst on the weekend, but they They went through all the sort of stages of grief and denial, anger, all that sort of stuff, and the fans as well. Lots of the English press getting sort of clutching their pearls at things. And well, they're going to come back now. We've been on media this week with Wilke Low and Gerard Steenekamp, so I expect them to be back. And I expect many of the guys who stayed here to play as well. Munster, of course, bringing a bunch of internationals. The big name, of course, back for them is Archie Snyman. Irish captain Peter Mahoney is also here. So this is really a clash of the Titans. Both sides need the win. Bulls will probably secure a home quarter and semi-final if they do get the win here. But Munster are really aiming for points here, and they're really serious about getting them. So it's going to be a big clash, this. In their previous games against European opposition, the Bulls have really got off to a very good start. And against Saracens, Bordeaux, I'm thinking even Lyon, they went up very quickly and sort of put the game away early. If they do that again, Munster might find it hard to come back in the altitude, but they've certainly got some quality in that team. So I'm expecting a massive battle in this one. I'd probably shade it to the Bulls, but only just. Munster, a quality team, and if they really play to their potential, they're really going to give the Bulls a go here at Loftus. So it's going to be interesting to see. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this Bulls game. The Bulls probably, most of them as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Of course, what happens with Cameron Honeycomb as well also influence that, how that influences the Bulls' mindset as well with his disciplinary hearing. We're still waiting for the outcome on that. Bulls on that one. Okay, then Stormers Ospreys. Stormers, a wonderful run at home at DHL Stadium. La Rochelle beat them last time they played there, but they've had a week to regroup and to nurse their wounds and stuff. So I think they're going to be probably pretty good. Ospreys have surprised us this season. They've really been a side that sort of stood up for Welsh rugby when the rest of Welsh rugby has really been struggling. So they're going to definitely give the Stormers a go. And they showed against the Lions and they showed against the other teams that we've seen that they're not easy beats. So, I think they're going to be tough for the Stormers. But I expect the Stormers' flair to come through. I expect the Stormers on home ground to use that home ground advantage to win. So I'd say Stormers by 7 to 10 points there. And that'll probably strengthen the Stormers' bid for a top 4 place. Also on Saturday night at 8:35 p.m. South African time, Connacht take on Zebra Palmer. Now this has been traditionally quite an open game between these two. Connacht probably favoured because they're at home, but Zebra have always shown that they can play competitively. They'll probably lose a high scoring shootout here, Zebra being bottom of the log, but Connacht should win that. They've also had their share of problems, but I think they'll probably be too strong for Zebra there. So Connacht by 10 to 15 points, but in a high scoring game. And then the final game of the weekend, Edinburgh Scarlets, also one that's got significance for teams like the Lions and other teams. Edinburgh soundly beaten by the Sharks in the Challenge Cup, but still a quality side. All the Scottish internationals are back. Scarlets have been disappointing this season, as with many of the Welsh sides. But I think at home, Edinburgh with their stars back, I think that should be too strong for Scarlets here. So I would say Edinburgh by 8 to 10 points. I see them scoring some tries through their wingers as well, and maybe one for Pierre Skuman as well. So so Edinburgh win there. That should set the cat amongst the pigeons. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you agree with these predictions, and who do you think's the likely upset this weekend. I'd say if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say Lions are probably the likely upset. I don't think if Munster win, it's really an upset. I think it's a good win for them, but I'm not sure it's an upset. But other than that, I don't really see too many upsets in this weekend's fixtures. But let me know. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. But thank you. And please, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button and all that stuff. And keep on watching. I'll be posting more of these. Cheers. Thanks for watching.